Walker Stalker weekend. Before I get into any of this is going to be a really long video. I am just going to put that out there. I already know it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to timestamp things that I talk about. So if you look in the description of this video, just click the little description thing. There'll be timestamps for particular topics, just in case you guys don't want to watch all of it or you don't have the time right now. I got you. So, I went to Walker Stalker London, as I do every year. What can I say? I'm an over-obsessed bitch. I went with my mom, which again, I have done every year, apart from the first year I went with my dad. But I went to my mom. It was girls' weekend. We went on the Thursday. What did we do on the Thursday? Oh God. The Thursday was a train wreck. So we got there and there was a problem with checking into the hotel. They wouldn't let us check in even though we had a check-in time on the email, and then there was confusion, and then somebody was like, well, if you pay us £20, we'll see what we can do. And I was like, what? That doesn't sound very professional. So that was fucking weird. We eventually got to the hotel room, but we had spent like 3.5 hours waiting at the hotel between the time we got there and actually getting settled into the room. It was almost too late to do anything, so we didn't get any sightseeing done. We got nothing done on the Thursday. We took a very exciting trip to Tesco, which was we got some, because me and my mom were both celiacs, so we can't eat wheat or gluten. The room we were staying in was just a hotel room, so there was no kitchen in it, the way it would be if you got an apartment for the weekend. So all we had was a kettle. So our food options were really limited. So we bought like gluten-free biscuits. We bought gluten-free cornflakes that we didn't even open because we'd no milk or no cutlery. We bought noodles, gluten-free noodles that were actually quite nice, but when we got back to the hotel, we had made the noodles and realised we have no cutlery. So instead of doing the smart thing and going to like look for some, I just used my fingers. My mom had like this weird wooden fucking spoon thing that was in the hotel room. It's for like stirring tea. I just used my fingers, burnt the fuck out of my fingertips, but like it was worth it. They were nice. That was the Thursday. And then the Thursday evening, I went to see Panic at the Disco. I've been waiting like up 10 years just to see Panic live. Like, I'm going to sound a little fangirly, but you guys know what I'm like. I am a fangirl bitch. I have been loving Brendan for a very long time. So to finally see him pop up on stage right there in front of me, it was magical. It was beautiful. It made me cry. I swear to God, for the first night, I went to see them 2 nights in a row. I went to see them the Thursday night and the Friday night. The Thursday night show, I spent the entire show, I couldn't really see great because I was crying so much. Because like, it's, when you've loved a band for that long, you go through life with them. You go through experiences with them as part of your soundtrack. So there were certain songs that they played that triggered memories in my head, and I would just start hysterically crying. I also had a couple of people at that show tell me they like my Panic tattoo. I have a little pink Panic at the Disco tattoo, and I had like a vest on because I was like, it's a Panic show, I might as well have it out on display. And a few people said they liked it, and I was like, thanks bitch. But it was super emotional. Oh, and my mom loved it too. My mom, she, like, when I'm obsessed with something, I can be very annoying about it, and I talk about it all the time. So she like knows every fucking Panic song, and she loved it, and she said it to me. She was like, that is one of the best shows I've been to. And I was like, I felt like a proud mother. I was like, thank you, Mom, thank you. But there was one part of the show, there was three standout parts, four. Okay, we're gonna focus on three. There was 3 standout parts for me. One was there was a section where Brendan was on a little podium with a piano and he just flew across the crowd. He flew across the crowd. Everyone had their flashlights up. It was fucking beautiful. Another standout moment for me was Girls, Girls, Boys. That song has become like, it's becoming like an anthem for the LGBT community that are Panic fans, if that makes sense. I'm probably wording that wrong. There were so many people at the Panic show, and I noticed this, and they had flags on their shoulders, all different flags representing their sexuality or what they identify as. And for Girls, Girls, Boys, Where's my bag of confetti? That's such a weird thing to say, but it'll make sense in a second. Come here to me. Yeah, I have a Ziploc bag of confetti because I'm a freak. But during Girls, Girls, Boys, there was these little love hearts left on the seats. So during the song, right, the first night I think it was red. Yeah, it was. So what you did is you turned on your flashlight. I'll see if I can do this, even though it's very well lit in my room. I'll turn it away so I don't blind you guys. You turn on your flashlight and hold up the thing in front of it. So when you held up your phone, it like illuminated the colour of the love heart, and every seated section had a different colour love heart, and everyone held them up, so it was like all of the colours in the arena. Guys, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. There's a line in the song where Breda sings "Love is not a choice." To look up around the venue and see all of those colours and to see everybody waving their flags, I got chills down my back. It was something incredible. Another stand-up moment was they played Bohemian Rhapsody, which I knew they would because I'm a freak and I stalk Panic, and I know that's been part of their set list for years now. But you guys know how much I love Queen and how much I idolise Freddie Mercury. Hearing that song live in a venue, it was incredible, and I love it. I loved Panic's cover. So Panic was incredible. Fabulous, fantastic, show-stopping, amazing, magical. 10 out of 10. Would follow them around the world on tour if I had the money, but I'm super broke. The Friday then we got up and my mum was like, I only want to do one thing while we're here. I just want to get in some sightseeing, and she wanted to go to Westminster Abbey. We had the tickets booked months in advance. We got off the train, which in itself, my God, the London Underground is the most confusing, loud, pushy, people-packed place. I don't like it. Anyway, we got off the fucking train, came up out of the ground, as you do when you get off the subway. Big Ben was right in front of us. We were like, what's up, dude? You're still covered in scaffolding. And then we walked into a fucking protest without knowing it. There was police on horses. There was police everywhere. There was people with banners and megaphones and drums, and there was parades, and we didn't know that was happening. It was so busy. But anyway, we did the tour of Westminster. It was actually really cool. We got the audio tour with the little things, little headphones, and they tell you about stuff. I found it very interesting. My mum loved it. And then we were trying to get from Westminster Abbey to... do you guys know where the Beatles store is? It's like on Baker Street, or it's near Baker Street. We were trying to get to the Beatles store and the kind of rock and roll shop across the road from that, because my brother loves music, and we were like, we'll bring him back something. We got lost on the fucking train. Google Maps didn't know where the fuck I was. My little arrow was spinning in a circle, didn't know where we were. It was anarchy, and that was fucking fantastic. Anyway, and then we went to Panic again the second night. That was amazing, but I've already talked about that, so I won't bore you guys with the details. On to Walker Stalker. I am aware I've already been talking for nearly 15 minutes. This video is going to be long. So, turned up on the Saturday. First of all, I'm going to talk about the cast members that I met, and I made notes of it in my phone, because I do that so I don't forget stuff. So I got a media pass, which is like you can take pictures and videos of the convention, you can, do coverage and stuff like that. Which, also, side note, that was quite difficult to do. There was security guards going around telling people to stop taking pictures, not of the cast. Now, if people were taking pictures of the cast at their autograph tables, you could understand that and go, well, okay, maybe they don't want people doing that. No. I saw a woman taking like a picture of the convention floor, and a man walked up to her and was like, you can't take pictures. You have to delete that. And he stood there and waited for her to delete it. I was like, dude, what the fuck? First on my list of people to meet was Ryan Hurst. Since I was a kid, like 14 years old, I have loved him. One of my favourite shows when I was younger was Sons of Anarchy. In case I don't want to give you guys spoilers in case you haven't seen Sons of Anarchy. So like the day the OP episode happened, I was sitting at my kitchen table watching it on my laptop, and I'll never forget, after it ended, I literally closed my laptop and I was like, that's it, I'm like not watching shows anymore. Thank God I copped on and, didn't do that. But anyway, I went up to Ryan's table. I walked up to his table. He was leaning against like a stool chair. Like a bar stool. They're kind of higher than a chair. He wasn't sitting on it, but he was kind of leaning back against it. So he didn't look he wasn't at full height. Right? But I was looking at him thinking, he's not that tall. So I went up to him and I said, hi Ryan, it's so nice to meet you. And he was like, oh, lovely to meet you. That kind of niceties and stuff. And he asked me how I was, and I was like, honestly, I am totally shitting bricks. And he wasn't expecting that, because his face, he kind of went, oh, well, you don't have to be, it's okay. And he was like trying to be nice, and I was like, no, I've kind of loved you since I was like 14, so, and he went, oh, well then, yeah, you have the right to freak out. And then I was like, fuck, don't give me that kind of freedom, dude, I'll cry, I'm a crier. So he stood up then, and we hugged, we took the picture. I will include the picture here. And when he stood up, I went, ah, so you are like a big tree. He is so nice, and he's a really chill man. He's super, I don't know, there's something very calm about him in general. That's probably because, like, it's not his first Walker Stalker. Obviously, he's been doing Walker Stalkers for a while. This is just his first couple of cons as a Walking Dead cast member. So, yeah, I thought meeting him was fucking awesome. I walked away from the table and my hands were shaking a little bit. And I was like, we're fine. Hang on now, who else did I meet on the fucking Saturday? It was a Saturday, I was tired because we'd been up a long time. So I decided I would go back to our hotel because it was literally 2-minute walk. Right, so we went back to the hotel. Actually, no, I lie. Before we went back to the hotel, we went to the potato factory. Now, I know on my channel, I'm always like, guys, look, just because I'm Irish doesn't mean I drink. Oh yeah, haha, leprechauns. I know I kind of poke fun at the Irish stereotypes, but I've never in my life been more excited to see a shop called the fucking Potato Factory. I was like, yes, potatoes. Finally, something I can get on board with. So we went and had some potatoes. They were quite nice, and they were gluten-free because we asked. So yeah, then we went back to the hotel, and I filmed a super short kind of vlog style thing. I think it's like 2 minutes long. I suck at vlogging, so I didn't do it a lot, but I did get this clip. Okay, so it is 2:30. We took a break. We came back to the hotel room.
Yes, we did.
Thankfully, we're staying really near the convention center. We're staying at the Ibis, I don't know. So far I've met Ryan and Matt. Ryan is one of the tallest people I think I've ever seen. That man, I know I've said it, oh, look at my thumb. I'm not used to vlogging. He was so nice, but then he stood up and I was like, you're gonna have to sit back down or something, dude. You're really fucking tall. I didn't say that because I know he must get that all the time, but he's so tall. Are you cracking your knuckles in the corner? Like,
that's you.
Really?
Yes.
I wish you'd come into it with me.
In what kind of way?
I don't know, into the video. I probably should have filmed facing the natural light. It would have looked better, wouldn't it? Will you try it? Oh, this is actually quite cool. Oh, the bag's under my eyes. Oh my goodness. Seriously, I just caught sight of them. Why did nobody tell me? Ma'am, I have luggage under my eyes. Yeah, so that was Ryan, and then I met Matt. I went up to Matt's table, and I was like, what did I say to him? I just said, you did such a great job with Henry, and he was so nice. He's like, thank you so much, thank you. And I said, well, look, you got a strong emotion out of almost every viewer, and that's hard to do, you know? And he was just so kind and so, like, polite and thankful, I guess. What else did I say to him? Oh, I asked him if he enjoyed his time on the show, and he's like, oh yeah, you know, I had a couple of months, and I told him that I didn't expect, like, when I saw him on the Pikes, I think it just hit me because of, like, he's Carl and Ezekiel's kid, but you guys know if you saw my reaction, I just cried like a bitch, and it was just so weird getting to see him there and talking to him. We took selfies, and it's really funny because if you look at them, we have one photo together where we're both smiling, but then apart from that, it's like we were just doing a different pose every photo. We couldn't coordinate, and I'm like, well, bitch, life's like that sometimes. So yeah, I think we're taking a break now, and then we're gonna head back down. Are we, Mum?
Yes.
Yeah, in a couple of minutes. Dude, when you see my eyes in this light, you're gonna be like, yeah, you can't upload that. I got luggage. Look at him. Look at that. So yeah, I just thought I'd check in with you guys, and I wanted to vlog it, but when you're in there, I don't know, I'm shy, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna vlog. But we'll see. We'll see if I vlog some. So yeah, then after that, I went back to the con, and I decided to meet Cooper. Oh, this is so cool. The iPhone tells you what time photos were taken. All right. Well, this happened at 34 minutes past 5, in case you guys are interested. So I went back, queued, met Cooper, and as soon as I went up to him, he was like, "Oh my God, Katie!" And I was like, "Fucking hell. How are you?" "I'm super chill." He was so lovely. We hugged, we talked. He was saying that he said that my videos crack him up, and the cursing and the swearing, the accent and everything. He was like, "Oh yeah, like it's so funny." And I was trying to say, like, it's just the accent makes things sound funny. Like if anyone else was like "fuck shit, fuck cunt," you know, it's just the accent that makes it sound humorous. But he found that really funny, and I was like, "Yeah, I make Cooper laugh. I make Cooper laugh in real life." Win to me. Yeah, we took a load of selfies, and he's got a really interesting way of taking selfies. Like we took nice ones, then we took ones where we looked like we're gonna absolutely fucking kill you. And then we took one that he called the dead pose or the morgue pose. And I was really confused. I was like, what? But he, thank God, had the camera, so he took the picture. Or he had my phone, so he took the picture. And I was like, that looks more like a superhero pose. But fuck it, morgue pose I suppose it is. But it was so lovely meeting him because like that, I love Jerry. I think he's a great character. And I told Cooper that. Like I was like, you know, he's funny, he's lovely. But Cooper himself is just... I think he made my day without realizing it, because to him he was just like, "Oh yeah, dude, like I've seen your videos, like you're really funny, you crack me up." To him, that's, you know, it just takes a breath to say something like that, but to me, that stays with me and it stays in my head, and oh yeah, I love Cooper. So that was Cooper. The crazy thing is, I couldn't get away from his table. When I turned around and left his table, a couple of people were like, they were like, "Oh my God, I've seen your videos." So I stopped and I was talking to them all, and like nearly half an hour passed and I was still like 10 steps away from Cooper, and I was thinking, is he going to think that I'm like stalking him or something, because like we gotta move. It's just weird. But I met so many of you guys at Cooper's line. Oh my God, I guess that's understandable because everyone loves Cooper, so naturally everyone flocked to his table. But oh, I met so many of you there. I actually forgot, before Cooper, this was at 20 to 2 again. I'm being real specific, but like I'm not being weird or nothing. Look, it literally... Focus, please. Okay, it's making me out to be a liar now, and I'm not. See? Up the top, tells you the time. Yeah. So, I went and I met Matt, who played Henry. I think it takes a lot from an actor to get any sort of emotional response from an audience. So I think he's fucking talented. I think he's like, I heard from somebody who's only 17. For somebody to be 17 and be that talented, like, good for fucking you, man. So I went up to him, I met him, I, you know, did the niceties. "It's so lovely to meet you," handshaking, "How are you?" And I said exactly that then to him. I said, "Look, Henry was a complex one, but either way, you got emotions out of people, and that's a hard thing to do. You know, it's not like you were a bland character that nobody really had a reaction to or really had a feeling about, you know? Ask anyone, they'll have an opinion on Henry. That's a sign that you did a good job." And he was like, "Oh, thank you so much," and he was so lovely. We took a couple of pictures, right? But what made me laugh is he took the pictures, because I was like, "Look, you're used to taking selfies at this point. You probably do it better, so here, you can do it." So he did, but we didn't really communicate what we were going to do in the pictures. Like with Cooper, when me and Cooper were taking pictures, it was like, I don't know, we were just fucking in sync. It was like smile and then weird and then whatever. But with Matt, I couldn't really get a read off of, will he be down to take silly pictures or is it just serious smiley? I didn't know. So we took one nice picture, two nice pictures. Then we took one that I went for a funny face and Matt just went for a blink. So then he got the memo and decided to do a funny face, but I was fucking mid-blink. And then the last picture we took is my absolute favourite. What happened there is he accidentally slid, if you have an iPhone, you know the way you can slide from like photo to video? I thought he accidentally slid to video, but he slid the thing to portrait mode. So I was in the middle of going, "Oh, I think you turned on the video," but he was already mid-making the face. It's just, I found that funny. But he was so fucking nice. If you guys are going to a convention, any convention that he's going to, you really should go up and meet him, because he's a lovely, humble little dude, and I don't think he gets enough love. And I think he did a great job on the fucking show. So I'm really happy I went to meet him. And Cooper, any of you guys, and Ryan. Okay, anyone I'm talking about in this video, I have never had a bad experience with somebody at a Walker Stalker. So like, if I'm talking about someone that I met, guys, if you ever get the opportunity, you should. Okay? Okay. Oh, then there was the after party. My dudes, the after party. So we went a little bit late because we thought, oh, we don't want to be there too early in case it hasn't started yet. So we turned up at it started at 8. We turned up at about 9. It didn't start until 9:30, even though it was supposed to start at 8. But it was fun. They played a couple of good songs. As I was walking into the fucking party, Panic at the Disco were playing, and I'm like, well, holy fucking balls, this is my kind of place. Again, I met a couple of you guys there, danced, had a laugh. They played Bohemian Rhapsody at the end, and I fucking cried, because like, if I hear Queen or Freddie at all, that'll just set me off. But there was one moment, and I really want to include it in this, but I don't think I can, because I'm afraid if I do, the video will get hit with copyright, and it'll be blocked. So I'm just going to tell you what happened, and then I'm going to, I don't know, leave a link to my Instagram. Yeah, that's what I'll do, because I don't post it off on Instagram, and I have it on Instagram. So if you want to watch the video that I'm talking about, click the link to my Instagram, and you'll be able to find it. They did like a lip sync battle, which was funny. It was Ross and Michael, right? They were hosting. They had a few surprise guests as well, like Angel Theory came up, Seth Gillum came up. So like, it was fun. But there was one there was one part of the night where they decided to dance to Killing in the Name Of by Rage Against the Machine. And Seth Gillum was just prancing up and down the stage with Ross, screaming, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, because that's part of the song, and I love that song. I was like an angsty teenager, and you know, if you went through that phase, that was one of your songs at some point in your life. But seeing Father fucking Gabriel do that it was a highlight. I'm just happy I went to the after party just for that moment. Like, also, my hair is not cooperating in this video, and every photo I took this weekend, my hair ruined it. Every photo I got with anyone, my hair, guys, when we went to London, I bought a shampoo. The shampoo was pure fucking shit. It was like 40p. It dried out my hair and made it frizzy. I have really thick curly hair, and like, bitch, oh, it was a mess. Every picture I took, my hair was just like sticking out in random fucking places, and I was like, but I didn't let it ruin my weekend. I wasn't a little bitch about it. The Sunday morning, I decided to meet Avi, who plays Siddiq. Guys, look, I went up to meet him because I am enjoying Siddiq's character, okay? I think he's an interesting character. I'm loving him. I was not prepared for how kind this fucking guy was going to be. I went up to him. I was like, hi, it's so nice to meet you. He's a handshaker. So, like, the hand came out and I was like, oh, we're going in for a handshake, okay. And then he held my hand in both of his and he was like, how are you? And I'm just a fucking numb nuts. I was like, oh, I'm kind of nervous because I love your character and it's just daunting, you know, being here. It is. If any of you guys have gone to a Walker Stalker, you know the feeling. It doesn't matter how calm you are or how much of a chill person you are. When you're faced with somebody that you see every week on the telly, that you like, that you love, it's daunting. And Avi just stood there staring into my fucking soul. He's got beautiful eyes. Anyway, staring into my soul like, oh, well, don't be nervous. But then it's like the more he tried to calm me down, the more I started like sweating, thinking, oh my God, he thinks I'm freaking out and I'm not. I'm only slightly nervous. I'm only slightly like, you know, unhinged at the moment. I'm okay. But we got talking about his character and I said to him that the speech he gave at the end of episode 15 was beautiful, that I think he's doing a great job, that his character's had a super interesting arc so far. And he was kind of laughing, saying, yeah, you know, I was asking him, is he enjoying his time so far? I asked him about the con as well. I was like, because this is one of your first cons, isn't it? And it was one of his first. I can't remember what he said. Did I take it down in the notes section? Yeah, I did, thank God. So what I did is I took down, after I met him, I took down what he said so I wouldn't forget what he said, because I have a brain like a sieve and I can't retain information. Anyway, Yeah, so I said thank you for coming. Like, it's a big deal to us to get to meet you guys. And he said, well, that's why we do it. Like, we do it for you to meet you guys. And I said to him, this is one of your first couple of cons, isn't it? And he said it was his fourth. That was very specific. And I was just saying how tiring conventions can be, because I was like, yeah, I came from Ireland like 2 days ago and I'm so tired and I miss home. And he was saying, yeah, it does get to that point. He was like all I've had is a bowl of cereal. And I'm tired, but we do it for you, and it's amazing. You could see it in his face that he loved talking. Like, if I said something to him, he would listen. He'd like listen really good, and then really engage with what you were saying. Like, he cared. I sound so trivial. Like, if I talked, he listened, obviously. But what I'm trying to say is he was very genuine, like most of the cast are. But like, I don't know, he just caught me off guard. I went up to him and was like, well, look, I know I put myself in this situation because I came up to meet you, but I wasn't expecting this. And then I said to him, look, we take a selfie. And there was a moment where it was like we both kind of looked at each other and we didn't know which one of us was going to hold the phone. And I was like, well, I guess you should hold the phone because you must take selfies a lot. And he was like, actually, no, but this is great practice because I don't take selfies in everyday life. And I was like, why? He's got a face like it was sculpted by fucking angels. If I had a face like him, I'd be taking selfies on the hour, every hour. But that was funny. But I forgot to mention, actually, when I was at his table, it was just before I met him, Seth came running up. Seth, who plays Father Gabriel, in case you guys aren't familiar with their real names, and just threw his arms around him, and the two of them were talking and laughing. And Avi, by the way, has a British accent, which threw me for a loop. But anyway, his poster behind him had pictures of him. One of them was a very recent picture of him. One of them was a later picture, and one of them was a picture from like 3 years ago. And the older picture of him, he had no beard, he looked pure baby-faced. And Seth turned around to him and he was like, is that a picture of your sister? And Avi was kind of laughing and he's like, yeah, it looks so different without a beard. That was only 3 years ago. And Seth was just making fun of the pictures of him, and it was just like banter between the cast. And I was like, I'm so happy I'm here to just witness this. I got to meet up with Khary again. I love that man. I just love him. He knows it too. Every time I meet him, I tell him, I'm like, dude, I just fucking love you. I think you're awesome. He knows. But he mortified me this year. He turned me around to face his queue. His queue, which is easily one of the busiest queues at the convention. And was like, saying how much he liked my channel and how funny I was and stuff. And I literally wanted to die, and he knows that. Because when we turned back around to kind of face away from the crowd, I said it to him, I was like, you can go fuck yourself after that, dude. And he found it funny because he knows I get easily embarrassed. And I was like, fuck you. Oh man, it was just great getting to meet him. I think when I met Khary, it's like it started to feel really Walker Stalkery, you know? But I was actually leaving. I met Khary just before I left. We were running to get the bus. Well, we had to get a cab to get the bus to get to the airport. So... But yeah, we were just about to leave, so I'm so happy I got to see him, and he's a beautiful human being. Everybody that I met at the convention, every single person that I met, I was telling them go meet Khary. I can't even tell you how many people I sent to his table. I was like, you gotta meet him. He is so nice. He is so lovely. Anyway, yeah, that was that. I met Angel Theory, who also really caught me off guard. When I went up to her, I kind of started out with the usual, hello, how are you? The niceties. But I said to her, I think what you're doing is incredibly inspiring, and I think it is fantastic that we're getting to see people with disabilities represented on a show of this magnitude. Because I know, in Fear we've seen disabilities, like we've seen wheelchair users. So to see a disability presented in The Walking Dead, I thought it was really, I really am loving that. So I said it to her, I think what you're doing is fantastic. And she seemed so humble. She was just like, thank you so much. But I said to her that the talk she had with Connie, where she said, he left without saying goodbye, and any goodbye can be final. I just said to her, that scene, honest to God, it impacted me in such a way. When you see something and it kind of makes your chest tighten, your chest kind of goes, ugh. Like, when I was watching that, and I said it in my reaction videos, you guys, if you go back and watch it, you'll see that little bit between the two of them, that scene between the two of them. I don't know why, but it got to me, and I said that to her. And she said, well, it's like real life. You don't know how long you have with people. You don't know when your goodbye is your last goodbye. And that kind of rang true with me for a multitude of reasons. And I told her that. And she asked me, she said, but are you good now? And it caught me off guard. And I was like, I had to think about it. And I went, yeah, I actually am really good now. And she just said, well, that's great. But she told me, like, you know, reach out to me. She said, I'm always telling people, if you're struggling, if you just want to talk, reach out to me. And she said, I'm not up on my high horse enough to not reply to people. Like, you know, I want to reach out to people and touch people and speak to them. And she is just the nicest, most down-to-earth, beautiful soul. I teared up meeting her. And, like, you guys know, yes, I'm emotional. I am an emotional person. But, like, I didn't tear up at a lot of people, if that makes sense. Even looking back over the past cons, only a handful of people got to me. She was one of them. But she, when I first went up to her, she told me that she loved my hair. She just kind of looked at me, she went, I love your hair. But then she saw my arms and she went, oh my God, I love her tattoos. Can I look at them? And I was like, dude, yes, of course you can. And she was kind of like having a look at these, but then she kind of copped on to the fact that these were Walking Dead ones. She saw this one, then she saw the zombie or the walk or whatever. And I was showing her, oh yeah, like, you know, I have a couple of Walking Dead ones. And her reaction was so funny. She just went, where's your Kelly one? And I was like, I haven't got one yet. And she was like, well, you need to get one and you need to tag me in it so I can see it when you do get one. And I was like, yeah. And I said it to her, I said, you are so fucking right. I do. And then she was just kind of laughing, but she's so invested. Like when she's talking to you, she's just so invested. Again, I'm getting excited over the fact that somebody spoke when I spoke to them. I know that might sound dumb because I know on my past Walker Stalker videos, what's my fucking hair doing? On my past Walker Stalker videos, I have gotten comments like, oh yeah, they're people too. Like, why are you getting excited? Yes, that's true. They are normal people. But when you watch a show, when you love a show, when you form attachments to characters or to actors or to whatever, they become special to you. So when you meet them, yes, they are just a human. They are skin, you know, their skin suit covering their skeleton. They're just a normal person. But to you, you have memories of them, be it watching the show they're in or watching interviews of them or whatever, you know. So meeting them is special. Maybe I should have started the video with that. I probably should have. We're 37 minutes in. I really should have started with that. Bollocks. So yes, meeting Angel was, again, if you guys are ever at a convention and Angel is there, go to her table. You won't regret it, I promise you. She was also at the after party. She went to the after party on the Saturday night and she was dancing and she was judging other people's dancing and it was just so fucking funny. She's really funny. Like, she has this comedic timing. Like, her facial expressions and her body language, the way, like, if somebody would dance funny, she wouldn't even need to say anything. It's just the look and the body language had me weak laughing at her. But she was really taking her time with people. And, like, I saw a couple of people go up to her and get nervous and get emotional. She took them away from the table and sat down with them and talked to them and talked through things with them. And I was like, I like people like that, you know. What else did I do? Oh, yeah, I had my Stephen up then later in the day. Is that what was next? This is already so out of order. Yeah. I had my Stephen photo up later in the day. And I've never met Stephen. I had a photo up with him for the first Walker Stalker, but he cancelled and I was fucking gutted. But this year I had a photo up with Jeffrey and Jeffrey had to cancel. And then I was like, well, I'll just swap it for Stephen because I've been waiting forever to meet him. So I did. I went and I met Stephen in the photo ops. Now this wasn't the autograph table, so you couldn't really have a chat with him. But I got to go in. I got to say hello to him. I got to see him. I got to get my picture with him. He said hello. So lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming, which I'm sure he says to everybody. But in this particular time bracket, it was directed at me. And I was like, I actually think I said to him, dude, I fucking love you. I think you're awesome. And he was like, oh my God, thank you. And then I left and I was like, why am I the way that I am? Again, I hate sounding like, you know, like this. But he is beautiful. He has such a beautiful face. He is... I've said this before in videos. Dude, all of the cast are beautiful. You meet them in real life and you're like, why can't that be me? So I think that's it for the cast members that I met. I looked around the merch booths a little bit. I took pictures of the con, I think. I didn't take a lot though. But moving on to all of you guys. Holy hell. Like, I know last year I met a good few of you guys at the convention. But, like, I wasn't prepared for what this year was going to be. You know, and if you met me, I probably would have told you that it's insane to me. Even if one person came up to me, I would have been, like, blown away. I literally cannot count the amount of people that came up to me. And I put up a tweet last night saying, if we got a selfie, make sure you send it to me so I can include it in the video. I still have pictures coming in. I have them coming in on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. It's insane. You guys were coming up to me, treating me like I was some big hotshot. And I'm like, you know I'm a nobody, right? I know I make videos. And this weekend, it's kind of changed my perspective on how I look on my channel. Because I always used to say, I'm a no one. But I said that to a couple of people. And their reaction kind of shocked me. Like, I had a few people turn around and go, you're not a no one to me, or you make me laugh when I need it, you're important to me, your videos are part of my every week. And then I felt like by me saying that, it was just shitty on, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's just insane. Like, I had people giving me letters, I had people running out of lines that they were in to meet cast members, running out of those lines to fucking hug me and tell me that they love my videos and want to take a picture. I can't tell you how crazy it was. I genuinely can't. And I love it. Like, I am not the kind of person to turn around and go, like, no, I'm going over here now. And some of you guys were nervous coming up to me and you were nervous asking. And I was like, dude, give me a fucking hug. Come on. I work in a shop with clothing for women. So, like, that's my job. You know, YouTube is fun. It's where I feel safe. It's where I can be me, meet people, you talk some shit, curse a lot, have fun. And my comments and my mentions, I check them all of the time. While I was at the convention, my internet was cutting in and out. So I couldn't get up my tweets for a lot of the time. And you guys know that because I met ye. And you were saying, oh, I was trying to find you. And I showed you my phone. I was like, look, like I have no fucking coverage. I don't know what's going on. But if I went to certain parts of the building, I could kind of get internet. And I remember going through my mentions at one point, and it was just so many people telling me, be sure you drink a lot, be sure you eat something, you know, you want to feel good. And I was like, these people are out there just caring about my well-being. Guys, you mean the fucking world to me. And I know a lot of people on YouTube say that. But if you were one of the people that came up to me, I think you know that that's true. A few of you made me tear up. A few of you made me like super emotional by what you were saying, because I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. So I just want you guys to know, yes, I met cast members and it was fantastic. But meeting you guys was the absolute highlight of the weekend. Even my mother said it. My mom was with me, and every time anyone would come up to me for like a hug or a chat or a selfie, my mom would just subtly take the bag off my shoulder, because I had like a massive heavy handbag. She would just take it and hold it and kind of hover, because I actually had a few people telling me personal stuff. My mom, she knew that, so she was like, she didn't want to seem like she was listening, so she literally would just walk away from me and let me speak to whoever I was speaking to if they had something important that they wanted to say, which a lot of you guys did. And I don't think I talk about this enough on my channel, but I'm going to address it because it is important. I had quite a few people come up to me and tell me that they struggle with anxiety, or they struggle with depression, or they struggle with something along those lines. And, you know, hearing such kind words like, you make me laugh when I need it, you know, cheer me up when I need it, or I can relate to you for one reason or another, that means the world to me. I also struggle with anxiety. Sometimes it's a lot worse. Sometimes it's kind of okay and it levels out. But whenever, like, I'm doing something, like that walk or stalker, or if I go to a concert, or if I'm doing anything out of the ordinary, I get so freaked out that I become, like, I need to plan everything down to the second, down to the millisecond, what I'm going to wear, what I'm going to do my makeup, When are we leaving? Where's the bus ticket? Check that I have my ticket 7 times again just to make sure it's there, even though I know it's there because I'm looking at it now. I can calm and chill myself to an extent, and once I can feel it creeping in, I get more panicked because I'm aware I can't stop it, if that makes sense. So I wanted to address that because a lot of you guys spoke to me about things like that, and a lot of you guys didn't know that I suffer with anxiety too. A lot of you guys didn't know that. So I just wanted to say to all of you guys that did tell me stories like that, you guys are absolute fucking soldiers. Ye turned up to walk with Stalker, walked into a venue that was that fucking crowded. It was like a big sweaty fucking room. It was enclosed. There was people everywhere. It was crazy. You guys did that. You turned up. Those of you that came up to me, like a lot of you guys messaged me afterwards, just saying kind words like, thank you for talking to me. And I'm like, you don't have to thank me for that. Seriously. But I wanted to say that you did it. You got yourself there. You went to the convention. You went up to cast members. Some of you came up to me, even though you said that you were nervous. And I'm like, I'm just me, you know? So I just want to say, if you're struggling with anything like that, you are not alone in the world. And it does feel like that sometimes. And I know that. I get that. And if you're here and you're watching this video, you're a fucking trooper. I just want you to know that. And I'm terrible at words, and I'm terrible with expressing myself. I really am. I know that. Serious level, I know I swear and I curse and I'm jokey and sarcastic. But when it comes to serious things, I feel a lot, but I can't always express that. But I just want you guys to know. So yeah, that was that anyway. Yeah, and then we travelled home. And that was that. And then I did the reaction video this morning, and I haven't slept. The most amount of sleep I've gotten is I got 5 hours, and that was last night, I think. I haven't slept. I haven't really drank much. Also, my hands are killing me because the Panic at the Disco show, I forgot to mention, this video is going long anyway. If you're still watching, I don't need to worry about timing, I guess, because you're still here. Hi, how are you? Yeah, at the Panic at the Disco show, someone knocked me over. I was trying to get out. I was coming up the stairs in the O2 Arena, like still in the venue, coming up the stairs, and some fucking moron was off his face drunk. He fell sideways, grabbed onto me, dragged me down, and I caught my fingers. I know it doesn't look too bad now. Ignore. Oh, the angles are weird. Everything's reversed. Okay, it's really bright, so you can't really see. But I caught my fingers, right? Because I got them stuck in between 2 chairs when I fell. Hurt my back as well. I have a massive fucking bruise on my back. But my 2 fingers, I couldn't straighten them. They were kind of bent at a really weird angle. And for the whole, like, even I woke up the next morning, I still couldn't straighten them. My mom was like, I think you're after spraining them. But they've kind of straightened out a little bit and I can move them. So we're just going to ignore that happened and hope to God if it is a sprain, then it's gone. That was Walker Stalker weekend. I know I'm forgetting stuff, but it's been 50 minutes. And if I talk anymore, I think my voice is just going to turn off and stop me anyway. I have to go edit my Walking Dead reaction because my Twitter is currently blowing the fuck up with people saying, oh my God, where's your video? Because I tweeted that I saw it, but I haven't edited it yet. Because that's what I do. I usually record the video and then I procrastinate until I got to edit because it's me. Hello. So, yeah, I'd better go do that now. Fuck. Anyway, I love you guys so much. If you're watching this video and you've got to this point, thank you. Thank you for listening to my fucking rambling. If you were one of the people that I met over the weekend, thank you so much for coming up to me. You don't know how excited it makes me to have somebody come up to me in real life and go, I like your videos. I'm like, well, shit, hug me now. And I'm a hugger. I learned that this weekend. I'm a hugger. I was launching myself with people. You guys mean the fucking world to me. If there's a Walker Stalker coming near you, I highly suggest going. It's an indescribable atmosphere. So if you like The Walking Dead and there's a Walker Stalker coming, I would suggest heading on over there. I love you guys very, very, very much. And I will talk to you soon. We were so tired coming home that my poor fucking mother was falling up and down escalators. Her depth perception was fucked. She was like stamping the floor, going, does the floor feel further down than it should be? There was also a gem of a moment in the hotel room where, out of the silence, I was doing my makeup in the bathroom, I hear, "Arr, where be the paracetamol?" Then silence, followed by, I don't know why I said that, it just felt right. It was that kind of weekend.